Good day, everyone. Another day, another dollar, another episode from the LevelUp Plug. As I promised last week, that today we'll be interviewing our founder, the vision behind LevelUp. So today, I brought you guys something interesting, something nice, something different from last time. So, Mr. Vuzile, welcome to the show.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Ompfa. It's a great pleasure for me to be in the show. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Before we dive deeper into these things, can you tell us like how was it? Can you take us back before Level Up? Where did you grow up? How did you grow up? And what was the plan? What was it that you wanted to be when you grew up?
Yeah. Well, I think for me, my story is a bit colorful, and
Mm.
yeah, it's colorful. It has the roses and the thorns. So where I come from an area in the Free State. Do you know the Free State?
A bit. I think I went to Free State, but I was just passing by because I was going to Durban. Like I'm not really familiar with Free State, but I know
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
a Sotho nation there.
Yeah, there's a lot of people speaking Sotho. Yeah, so I come from a province of Free State. There's
Yes.
an area called Kronstadt.
Kronstadt.
Yeah,
Yes.
township Maokeng. So
Mm-mm.
that's where I was born many decades ago. And I come from the parents. My father was a railway worker
Oh yes, oh yes.
at a company called Spoornet, and my mom was a domestic worker. So, but my mom is still alive. My dad passed on. So that's where I was born.
Mm-hmm.
And I think my background, for me, it wasn't a sort of a privilege or a good background.
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah, so I come from a background of I think poverty, as most of us black people come from. So I think that's what grounded me. And
Yes.
I went to those underprivileged schools.
Mhm.
So I've never really had a vision, because most of us, if we attend such underprivileged schools, it's just to get there, to survive. I attended my primary school in Kronstadt, attended my higher primary in Kronstadt, and eventually my secondary, Dr. Reginald Dingo, in Kronstadt.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I was. Then after that, I wanted to go to school. I went to what is called Vista. There used to be what was called Vista University in Sebokeng.
So it's something similar to the current universities, or it's like some olden version of a university?
No, it was a university, but like the township, it was a university that was solely made for people that can pay, that can afford. So it used to be called Vista University, and obviously around the year 2002, 2004, they were integrated with the new dispensation. They were integrated into universities. So the Val one was integrated into what used to be called Val University, Valtech.
Oh yes, yes.
And I went to Bloemfontein as well. That one was integrated into what is called University of Free State. So that's where I attended school, but eventually I dropped out.
So what were you studying before we reach the dropping out part? I'm sure even our viewers are wondering, hey, this man dropped out. But let's start where, what were you studying there? Like, what were you doing?
I registered and did a BCom. So initially I had a dream of sort of becoming a chartered accountant.
Oh yes.
So I did BCom. On my second year, I changed the tact. Now wanted to become an economist, but things happened and we got naughty. We never attended class on my third year and my fourth year, and then eventually I dropped out. So that's what happened. I dropped out of school, went back home in the Free State in Kronstadt.
That must be disappointing. That should have been disappointing to the parents. Like, I'm just imagining a parent sending you to varsity from like unestablished background, and now you have to go to varsity. Now you have to come back and tell them, hey, whatever you send me for varsity, I wasn't able to accomplish it. How was that feeling, like telling your parents that?
It was bad. And then probably this is one of the things as we go along to try and guide a lot of young people to say, when you come from an underprivileged situation and the parents spend whatever that they had to make sure that you have opportunities, make sure that you finish. So it was bad, because for me, when I was going to school, my mom had to borrow money from people that were borrowing money to make sure that I go and attend school. So what was then called TEFSA used to pay for me. So my parents didn't have money. My mom would send me on the 15th money, little that she has from the domestic work and all of those things. And then we get the TEFSA money, and then we play around, we drink around, we do all nonsensical things. When I dropped out, it hurt her because she understood the sacrifices. But the most important thing is the expectation.
It's true.
Within my family, for me, the expectations was, this is the guy that would probably break that poverty challenge. This is the guy that would make it and become something. And I couldn't become that because of my own choices, bad choices, nonsensical choices, all of those things. So it was really, really, really bad. But also within that small community where I used to stay, everybody was looking out. Okay, that child, they sort of would probably make it. And everybody's looking, and I bomb out.
So you didn't just fail the parents, but it was also failing the whole community as a whole, because you were like the star from Free State. All of a sudden now the star is coming back because they dropped out. I understand.
Yeah, I was within my community, that small community where we used to stay, we called it Besta. That was the area. For me, it was a bit of a disappointment because everybody was looking, but based on the choices. So it was bad.
Okay. Since we have young viewers, students, what advice would you give them, like for them not to drop out and to keep on pushing? Like, what advice would you give them, and what are some of the things that they should look to for them not to fall into a trap of dropping out?
I think for me, it's not to be complacent, especially around the third and the fourth year, because the first year, everybody sees themselves as graduating.
Oh, yes.
The second year, that's when everybody thinks they know things and they start understanding, they start doing. The third year is the most challenging because that's the year where you're supposed to complete. The third or the fourth year, you're supposed to complete. So that's where the discipline has to come through. That's where stopping a lot of things, going out, drinking, girls, all manner of nonsensical things. That's where you need to stop and focus, because that's before the finish line. So that's always before the finish line. It's usually the most challenging, and that's the one that needs you to persevere, discipline, and sort of carry on. Yeah.
I sort of relate to that. I can't lie. When I went to TUT, my first year, it was a bit easier. It was not that hard. Ne? Going to second year, second year was challenging, and I was used to doing things using group works. Like, I used to have a lot of friends, so assignment wise, I know that me and my friends will do it together. Then come third year, I realized that it's important for you to be individual in school things, because if, let's say, we did an assignment as a group, some parts of the assignment I don't know them, but my friends know them. Come exam, I'm suffering. But I feel like it's a good advice not to drop out. And if you are almost completing your course, it's better to be consistent with studying, and be disciplined. Those fun activities won't end. They're always there.
Most important, because you may not have a second choice or second opportunity. A lot of people don't get second opportunity. Well, I did, but most don't. Yeah.
Let's go deeper into it, because you dropped out. How do you come up to owning a company and stuff?
So I dropped out, went back home, and probably a year or two, just sort of stayed at home, and eventually my mom again just pushes me to say, go to Gauteng. I had a cousin of mine who was staying at Davidton.
Oh, yes.
So said, just go to Gauteng and see what you can do.
Oh, yes.
So, and then gave me the money to say, see what you can do. It was little money. So I got into a taxi, went into Davidton, stayed with a cousin of mine probably for 6 months.
Oh, yes.
And my idea was I was going to come and do the forklift course in Kempton Park, and eventually drive those forklifts and everything. Yeah. And then, lo and behold, we were out to some place, and a friend of my sister's, we had a conversation, and then they're like, okay, where are you? I'm like, no, I dropped out, but I have this. And they're like, give me a CV. I'll sort of, there's learnership opportunities that are coming at the airport. I have never been at the airport before.
So it was your first time?
So I sent my CV, and I was called for an interview, and then there were psychometric tests. And then eventually I got called up I think it was in 2007, I got called up to start training. So I did 6 months learnership at a company called Air Limited. So
Okay.
Air Limited was an airline that had a franchise of British Airways, and it also had Kulula.com. So those were the two brands under Air. So I started as a learnership, 6 months. Post that, we were absorbed. I started at a part-time, and then I was full-time. And then I moved my way up over the years, became a supervisor, and then eventually became a manager. And I did a lot of things. But in 2018, I lost my job. So, yeah.
Okay, this story is interesting, and you are rushing to. You want it step by step. How long were you part of the airline business? Like, how long did it take you before you actually leave the job?
I think it was 11 and a half years.
11 and a half years.
I worked at Air for 11 and a half years, and that's where I was saying I was maneuvering and then moving, and where I was a supervisor, eventually became a manager, and I was studying some of the things. There were a lot of things. That was a great experience. I've learned a lot out of the and the airline experience. So after, in 2018, where I was sort of dismissed, then I needed to go back to school because I dropped out, and that's when my school thing started.
Okay. So in the airline, I just wanna few questions. I'm just curious. Did you have like opportunities to travel, see the world? Because mind you, you can't be working for taxi rank and not drive a taxi, or not even explore Nyana taxi. Did you have those opportunities?
No, not me, but a lot of people utilizes that opportunity because there's a benefit working at the airline. There's a lot of airline staff gets what is called rebates. So rebates, it's a sort of staff discount. Where when you fly, you only pay airport taxes, so you don't pay other things. So it's cheaper. If you pay 3,000, airline staff probably pay 500 to fly to Cape Town, to fly somewhere else. So that's, for me, that's where the difference is. But I don't think I was in a space of sort of utilizing that privilege and that opportunity. I didn't fly a lot. I probably flew to Cape Town, to Durban. Remember, we flew to Victoria Falls, Harare, but that was due to work. So it wasn't for me where the fun part and all of those things. But a lot of people, that's why when you work at the aviation, at the airline, use that opportunity. I've seen people go to Phuket, go to China, go to even to Dubai, because you don't spend a lot. You don't pay a lot.
It's cheaper than
it's just you save up and then you use that. But for me, that wasn't important.
At that point,
what was important was to build something at home, because not black tax. I don't believe in the concept of black tax. Because of where I come from. Some of the things that I got, I needed to do some things back at home.
So you need to give back.
My priorities was never to fly. My priorities was to try and build something back at home.
It makes sense. Like, I also personally don't think it's black tax, because our parents sacrifice a lot for us to be in school, to even look like other children. So the minute you have that money, you should give back to them. Like, make sure that the person that made sure that you're okay, they're also okay. You can't be. It will be selfish of you to be okay and just leave.
And it's not also give back to them. I think for me, you can't uplift yourself and leave others behind, because it's going to be a problem. You're going to go back home, driving your flashy things in a poverty-stricken home. For me, that's a problem. And in order for you to develop a generational legacy or privilege, you ought to take others with you. You don't have to spend your money, but open up opportunities.
It's true.
And then move with them. And for me, that's very, very key. You can't go back home in your privilege others unless they don't want to move or see the vision of moving.
But it's better to always try.
It's most important.
It's better to always try. And if there are opportunities where you feel like you can plug your family, plug your family.
For me, it's about the plug.
It's about the plug.
It's in the name. It's in the name.
Okay. Moving on, mind you, we are at a point where you just left your job at the airport, and you are now trying to figure out the school things, and you were dropout. How was the journey of you coming back to school? How did it go?
It was tough. I'll tell you why. When I lost my job, I wasn't expecting it.
Oh, yes.
Because for over a decade, I've worked for a company. I was one of the best employees from a discipline, from performance, from doing a lot of things. That's why I was able to sort of maneuver and move different departments. So I wasn't expecting it. And when it happens 2 months back, I had sort of graduated from there was a leadership program that was funded by TITA.
Oh, yes.
For leaders within the transport industry. So I had graduated from International Leadership Development Program. We had gone from Singapore, we have gone to Warsaw. So for me, at the time, the sky was the limit.
Oh, yes.
And then 2 months later, boom, I get into an office. Now we have to sort of part ways. So that was a shocker one.
Yes.
Number two, I hadn't planned my life moving forward. And remember, I'm a dropout, so I don't even have qualification. The only thing that I have were airport
that 10 years of experience.
Specific qualifications. I didn't have anything outside, so I didn't know anything outside of the airport. But during that time, I was applying to do a postgraduate diploma. So I had found that there's always a way where you can study postgraduate without having an undergraduate degree. And that has to do with your managerial experience. There's recognition of prior learning, but there's also ways. So I had applied at VETS, I had applied at Regenesis, I had applied at UNISA, and I got rejected to some of those schools. But at VETS, I was called to come and write the psychometric test.
Oh, yes.
And then after that, a few months after I was sort of dismissed, I got a call from VETS to say, okay, submit all your things and everything that you have. I submitted the GIPS things. I submitted the UOFS undergrad dropout things. And after that, I think there was a committee that looked into that, and I was accepted into a postgraduate diploma in business administration at VETS. In 2019, I studied that. That was a good opportunity. I moved, I passed, and then I qualified to do the master's now at the MBA. So that's when I needed to do MBA in 2020 to 2022. I did my MBA, graduated and completed. And I remember during the graduation in December 2022, my mom and my sister came. So this was the first time.
Oh, yes.
The experience what they wanted to have back in 2004, they were now sort of having it.
Yes.
Well,
years later.
2 decades later.
This shows that you are not lost. Like sometimes it might take time for you to actually reach the destination, but the journey, there are some things that you need to learn on the journey to your destination. And you mentioned that before this whole thing of airport funding for school was an issue. So you're going back to school in VETS. Well, how was the funding? Like, where did you get the money for the fees and stuff?
Yeah, very, very good question. The PDBA, fortunately, I still had I had just lost my job at Commerce, so I had my pension.
Oh, yes.
So I funded myself from a PDBA.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that was funding. Then when we get into the MBA, I didn't have money. And MBA, what people don't know, MBA are very expensive.
Okay.
So probably at minimum 200K, and then by the time you finish the program, it's probably, and I'm using the explicit and implicit costs, probably close to $500,000.
Ooh.
That's how expensive MBA program is, and around VETS, around GIPS, around UP, Stellenbosch, all of those things. So that's how you sort of. So I, fortunately, again, remember when I was getting my CV for my job at Commerce, it was at somewhere where we met, we were drinking, and then somebody took my CV. In this case again, but this time I wasn't drinking. So there was a friend of mine whom we called us to say, hey, come, let's come have a braai for the people that come from Kronstadt. So there was a gathering of people. Kronstadt.
The Kronstadt people.
There was a gathering of people, and then during that conversation, I met a very, very good guy. I still work with at the moment, Ishmael. So when we had the conversations, I found out that his company actually funds people that wants to study, and I sort of explained my situation to him, and like, bring your CV, bring your motivation, and let's see. And I brought those things to him, and I was funded.
Okay, quick question. Since we are the LevelUp Plug, can the people still hit up that company for funding? Is the option still available, or they were just available for that time period?
No, I work with them. Throughout this company, we fund bursaries for students. So that plug for me, we extended it outside of me. So that's why for me, I think the whole explanation is my first job. I was plugged.
Yes.
And my MBA funding, I was plugged.
Yes.
Somebody was sort of plugging me to say, okay, do this. And it was funded wholly. And we sort of studied, and then I got my MBA at VETS. And through that, we had the conversation, and I approached him. We talked around the ideas. I wanted to start a compliance company.
Oh, yes.
A consult and do all of those things. And out of that, I became a sort of an enterprise development beneficiary of their company. And as we went along, that's when I sort of started LevelUp Training Institute.
Oh, yes. So what was like the biggest challenge that you faced, like to start LevelUp and to remove it off the ground?
I think for me, it's training company or skills development providers. It's such a saturated market.
Oh, yes.
There's a lot of players. If I use the consulting language, I'll say we operate in a bloodied ocean, the red ocean.
Oh, yes.
And you can't, it's very difficult to sort of innovate and then come with a different direction. So I got into an industry where there's a lot of players.
Oh, yes.
Number two, it's highly regulated, meaning if you want to start a training company, you have to have capital.
Oh, yes.
You have to have money. Why? Because you have to have venue. You have to have a venue, and a venue has to meet certain compliance standards, where health and safety, where you have to have trainers, you have to have learning material, you have to have a lot of things. So it's to start there. So from the beginning, you have to start having things.
Oh, yes. You need.
If you don't have funding or capital to sort of cover the basic, the foundation, you're not able to start a well thought out and a well-run skills development company.
It makes sense. As you say that the world of skills development is a market that is full of a lot of people. What makes LevelUp stand out, and why, if let's say I want skills development companies that to work with me, if let's say I own a company, why should I choose LevelUp? What makes LevelUp unique?
I think there's different components, but the first one for me, it's in our mission, which is to transform lives through education and empowerment. So the mission for us, it's a PTY or a private company, but its mission, it's a social mission.
Oh, yes.
It's a mission to sort of have people that were like me, have a background like me, like mine, to sort of be like me now, or be even better than me. So that's, for me, that it drives everything that we do, because then I can talk about the quality of the programs that we provide, which are accredited programs, accredited by the Quality Council of Trades and Occupation. But that accreditation is being driven by the mission. So it starts at the mission to transform lives through education and empowerment. So for me, that is an understanding, because I was plugged, I was part of a learnership, understand the needs. I come from a very poor background. And so that journey, for me, that's what drives LevelUp. And it's in the name as well, LevelUp.
Yes.
So it's everything about us is the purpose and the intention of it. It's on the basis of trying to transform other people to be like me or even better than me. I'd love to see them even better than me. So that's what the first thing that makes us stand out. The second thing is obviously we offer accredited programs. That's very key. So our training programs and everything that we do is accredited, and accreditation it gives credibility, because it means there was a council or a body that came to see that whatever that you're doing it's sort of the correct thing. And then obviously it's other things I can mention, quality, but most important thing is our ability to innovate. So I work with a small team of young people, but very smart people, where we come up with smart ideas on how we can innovate, we can bring or provide courses and do whatever that we do. So that's what makes LevelUp stand out. And most importantly, obviously, is to plug. We plug people.
We plug people, ne? Okay, let's say I want to plug my viewers out there, ne? And they would like to be part of LevelUp. Which type of people are you looking for, and which type of people do you take? Because I believe there's a certain requirement that someone should have. You don't just take anyone.
Yeah, we've been running learnership programs since 2023. We've run learnership programs in business administration. We've run learnership programs in end user computing. We've sort of have done bursary management services, giving bursaries through our corporate partners to a host of other learners. So we go to townships. We go to rural areas. So most of our learners, you find them from Tembisa, from there's even others from where I come from. I've had taken guys or boys that were in my own streets, just brought them here. So we look for people that were in the township that didn't have opportunities like me. But most importantly, it has to be people that have the drive to sort of think and then transform. We sort of, we're not looking for people that don't have drive. We're not looking for people that sort of have built walls around their lives where they imprison themselves with the environment. Because sometimes an environment can imprison you, where you think you can't get out of it. There's nowhere you're going. You are doomed. You are poor. You don't have money. You don't have all of these things. But I always say, look at me.
You came from Free State, a small village that side, and you made it to this owning a company.
Look at me. And I know people always think it's an outlier. It's never an outlier. It's always a mindset issue. I understand the environment, guys. The environment, it's there to sort of, we can think to suppress us, but it's the mindset. So we're looking for those people, people that are going to grab this opportunity and become massive people, become great people, become change makers within South Africa and within Gauteng and other provinces.
It makes sense. So if you feel like you are that someone out there who is willing to take this opportunity to level up and level up their life and take their life into another level, this is the right place for you. And so far you've been pushing, I think you said since 2023, no?
Yeah.
Yes. What was like the biggest achievement that you have got as LevelUp? Like, what was the highlight?
I think I'm going to start from the small to the biggest achievement. The smallest achievement for us, it's we have probably over 20 accreditations in different aspects. So we have accreditations in ICT, robotic process automation developer, software engineering. So we have a lot of accreditations from ICT as well as entrepreneurial development. So that is an achievement because it's not easy to get that. And we've done that not through consultants. We've done that through ourselves internally. So that is one of the achievements. But the main achievement, it's transforming a lot of lives over the past 3 years. We've had people that are sort of came through our program and they studying, they finish their learnerships and they're able to sort of go on and become something. So for me, it's the mission. If LevelUp doesn't transform lives, LevelUp is not achieving its mission.
It's true.
So the achievement of LevelUp, it's seeing people transform their lives from where they were to where they are now.
It makes sense. So the biggest goal of LevelUp, I would say, is to transform life. If you find yourself part of LevelUp and your life is transformed, it means LevelUp has reached its goals.
Yes.
Okay. Since you're the founder, but besides you being the founder of LevelUp, what else do you do in life? Like, let's say I don't know you. Like, what else do you do? Like, what are the other things that you're into?
I'm a father. I'm a father of 3 beautiful kids. Owetu, Tamsanga, and Annelisa. So first and foremost, it's my kids. I'm a family man. On weekends where I'm with my kids, we go out, we have fun and all of those things. So for me, that's the main thing. I'm a father of 3. I'm a partner, a very beautiful lady. That's another thing that I spend time on. Most importantly, I get adventurous.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
Which one?
I'm an adventure type of person. I've developed that thing where we've done paragliding in Cape Town. I've done parasailing in Sun City.
Brave man here. Brave man.
I've done bungee jumping in Tsitsikamma. Yeah, we've done zip lining. I have an intention to do skydiving and all of. So I simply just love adventure. I just love to challenge myself to sort of get there and see things. There's a sea walking in Tanzania. I saw that. That's another interest of something that I want to do.
Right, only the brave. Only the brave. I feel like amongst the list that you mentioned, I don't think I can do any. Even the parachuter sounds risky for me. But before we wrap up this whole thing, if let's say there's someone out there listening, a student, a graduate who felt lost, but the business owners trying to make a difference, what's that one piece of advice you would give them?
Yeah, I think for me, I always tell people it's act. And the other thing is I'm a professional business coach. So yes. I do business coaching, but I also do career coaching with people. So the idea for me is you think the idea, but you have to act. Action. Because the key is on action.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, the key is on action. Had I not left my place to come to Davidton, and had I not done my CV and give it to someone who plugged me, I wouldn't have worked at Come.
It's true, it's true.
Had I not left my place to go to the braai with the guys and talk to someone else and give them the CV, things wouldn't have happened. Had I not went to CIPC and register LevelUp and then start the company, things wouldn't have happened. Yes. So everything is on the actions. I always tell people, act. Some of the things may fail, but you never know. There's that one thing where someone is going to plug you, because how things happen in life is big things work around people.
True.
So there's always someone who will plug you.
Yes, there's someone who has the keys to your next opportunity.
There's always someone. If you want to bring spirituality to it, God works through people.
True.
That's very, very important. He doesn't just come down.
Yes.
He works through people. So there's someone, but that person can never plug you or help you if you don't act. If you don't stand up, if you don't get up, if you don't walk, if you don't chase your opportunities, if you don't chase chances, if you don't do that, believe me, manna won't fall from heaven.
Yes. So in simple and concluding it and making it easy, act. If you're thinking of an idea, put action into it. But in the Bible, there's no book of thoughts, but there's a book of acts. And thank you for this wonderful time and taking time from your busy schedule and to have this wonderful interview. And
it's a pleasure.
That's it for me from the LevelUp Plug. Sarah Plug, Joe.
Thank you.